Okay, we're about to do a couple bench warrant arraignments, and then we will start in with our sentences, hopefully at about 11 a.m. All right, here we go. Good morning, Mr. Moore.
Good morning.
Give me just a moment here.
Can you tell the women to stop talking to the one in the hallway? Thought I took care of all this. I have no idea. Took care of all this. I have no idea.
All right, good morning, Mr. Moore. This is Judge Middleton. I don't have a bench warrant for you, but I wanted to talk to you because you're in custody. This says file 202331. You were supposed to be here for a last pretrial last Thursday. Your attorney, Ms. Hines, was here and you didn't show up. But we can't do a bench warrant anymore. We have to wait 48 hours, so I hadn't done a bench warrant.
Mrs. Hines, what is this for?
This is a stalking charge allegedly from September of 2020.
All of this was just, Middleton, all of this was just taken care of. All of it was just taken care of through Patterson, and I got put on probation, boss.
No, you still have another criminal charge pending.
What?
You have a stalking complaint pending. It wasn't dismissed. So I don't know, but it's still out there. So Judge Patterson's going to see you on failing to appear on a PPO. There is no warrant.
So how do they?
This matter is not resolved.
So how did I get a warrant for my arrest? Like, they just towed my car and everything, boss. Like, I'm living in my car right now. I've already asked to go.
Judge Patterson did the warrant for your arrest. I didn't. I just left it open. But I'm going to give you a new date.
But this is why I'm arrested right now, though?
You're arrested for not appearing in Judge Patterson's courtroom. He'll see you a little later today.
Now I get it.
Come on,
I'm going to reset this case for May 14th, 2021 at 9:30. Are you still, we got the P.O. Box 184 address, and where do you get your mail?
P.O. Box 184.
All right, we'll continue to use the P.O. Box.
So let me get this right. Am I being in trouble? Am I getting a bond set for this or something? Or
You don't. There isn't even a warrant for you in the stalking case. You failed to appear for the stalking case. I didn't do a bench warrant. I held on to it. Well, you got picked up in the meantime. So I said, all right, I'll talk to him. I'll give him a new date. What you're being held on is failing to appear for a personal protection order for Judge Patterson. So he's going to see you in a bit and see about setting a bond.
what?
So there, you got picked up on a warrant from Judge Patterson for failing to appear for some kind of a PPO hearing.
What PPO hearing? I've seen them all for it. I just seen Patterson on the first of all this. And he gave me probation off for all this. He says if I see Jennifer Shepard again, he's gonna cook me.
All right, well, you can take it up. You can take it up with him, Sean. You didn't show up for your case with Ms. Hines on Thursday. So I've given you a new date, Friday, May 14th at 9:30. All right, Judge Patterson will see you in a bit and you can explain it to him. All right, you're good to go. Let me see Mr. Chapman. I'll get you that notice and you should get a hold of your lawyer, Ms. Hines.
This is bullshit, man. Bullshit, man.
Another satisfied customer.
More is returning.
All right, are you Jeffrey Vernon Chapman?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chapman, I've had a hard time tracking you down and you got picked up on a bench warrant. Let's see if we can sort this out.
Yeah,
I'm over at the court in Centerville.
Yep.
You are live on YouTube and this is on the Zoom platform. You're charged with domestic violence second offense.
Well, he's refusing to move, so you might want to...
And you don't have an attorney. There's a lot of confusion here. This happened on November 28th of last year. You got arrested on January 12th, and I think you posted a bond. Then you were in jail, so they didn't do your pretrial. We
No.
set a hearing for February 8th, and you failed to appear.
Yeah, I lost my.
I didn't do a bench warrant. I did an order to show cause in
Okay.
March, and you failed to show up for that. And that's at that point I issued a bench warrant. So,
Is that, never mind, sorry. Sorry about that.
all right, let's find out a couple things. Where did you get arrested?
I got arrested at my house, like 2-3 weeks after the whole incident of me, talking to the Sturgis cops.
No,
And
when
then-
did you get arrested? Yesterday or last night or no?
What was it, 3 days ago? It was first thing in the morning,
All right, where were you arrested? In Branch County?
Branch County, yes,
At your house?
yes.
Did they come for another reason?
They, me and my old lady splitting up and she didn't want me to leave and she called the cops saying that her and my son were in, danger when I was under the car when they come pulling up. I was under my car fixing it and they come pulling up and, they said that they got a 911 call saying that her, someone, they're fucking, sorry. They're, my son and her are in fear of their life and they needed help. And I'm under the car fixing.
What's her name? Is that Amy Gibson?
Janie Gibson. I don't know why it says Amy on there.
Jane Gibson?
Yeah, she just, I don't know. She wants me to leave, but she wants me to stay. And when I go to leave, she freaks out. I don't know what to do with this woman. She's I don't know. She's starting to get help for everything. But I really, it's a real big misunderstanding. Even when she called the cops on me, when I got the charge, nothing ever happened. We got in an argument. I go to leave. My son wanted to leave with me. I go to leave, and she calls the cops on me because I let my son go with me. And I only walked a block away to my sister's. They get to my sister's house. They talk to my son. I calmed down. I talked to them, and they said, "All right, well, we'll give this to somebody, and we'll see where it goes from there." But
Well,
after that,
you're not supposed to be having any contact with her.
yeah, on the bond conditions, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. But yeah, I do know that. Yeah, it's.
So did you get a new charge in Branch County?
No, I didn't. Nope. The cops
I'm
had
gonna
no.
set this for a pretrial conference. I'm very busy
Okay.
tomorrow morning, but I'm gonna set it for a pretrial conference tomorrow
Thank you.
at
All right.
9 a.m.
The cops had no physical evidence to arrest me at that time, so, and they let my son stay.
Bond
Yeah,
remains at 1,000 cash or surety.
but, yeah, I'm just
Listen,
gonna-
you're not supposed to have any contact with her in the first place. You're not supposed to live with her. You're not supposed to crawl under her car. You're not supposed to make her call the cops. You're not even supposed to be there. I did a bench warrant. I recalled it. I sent an order to show cause. You didn't show up. So is your address still Margaret Ann Drive?
Yep.
Why didn't you show up for court?
I lost my phone and, I had to get a new one, and I just got a new one a few days ago. And my old lady likes to
All right,
know
well, I'll have you have a pretrial with the prosecutor tomorrow and see what we're gonna do. All right, I'll see you tomorrow morning at a pretrial with the prosecutor.
All right, thank you. People
All right,
get in real
good to
big
go.
trouble for that. Okay, thank you.
I don't know what losing his phone had to do with not coming to court, but Okay, let's wait for our attorneys to show up. Good morning, Ms. Snyder. Good morning, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, I'll see you in a few moments. I'm waiting for the prosecutor to log in, and the complaining witness has a right to log in, but you're in the right place and you're on time. So I'll put you in the waiting room. I'll see you in just a few moments.
All right.
Good morning again, Andrew.
Hey, how you doing? Is Matt there?
No, Matt's sick today.
Oh, sick. You know, he went to a wedding this weekend.
Well, I don't know. He said he got the flu.
Might be that blue bottle flu.
Careful. Good morning, Jean. I don't have, her cases are set for 3 o'clock this afternoon, so I've got Ms. Snyder here. Are we still on for a bar meeting at noon?
Nobody's told me anything, and I just clicked out on my Zoom to go check that. So,
Well, we haven't met together in person in more than a year.
so is Matt
Second
going to
month,
zoom in, or are we just going to do this without Matt?
We'll do it without Matt.
Oh, okay.
Have you got his report?
I've got Darren right here.
Oh, okay.
Darren, why don't you step over here?
Darren or Dylan?
Dylan. God dang it.
All right, I'm not ready to do them yet.
Oh, okay, okay.
Prosecutor's not here yet,
Okay.
and we'll come back to you in a minute, okay? I'll put you in the waiting room. Well, we need to sometimes wait till the appointed hour till you get all the people in the same place at the same time. Good morning, Mr. Kelly. Mr. Kelly, can you hear me? You're working on connecting here. Good morning, Mr. Millemann. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Your Honor.
All right, very good. You're in the right place. We're waiting for your attorney, Mr. Nossinger, to join us. Put you back in the waiting room.
Okay.
Be with you in just a moment.
I don't know how to turn it on.
Mr. Kelly, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Well, I don't have a very good signal. There you go. All right, stay right where you are.
All right, sorry about that.
How his job is and swaps them out. Okay, come on over.
All right, good morning. This is the time and date for sentencing in several matters. Mr. Parrish, you can be at ease for a minute, have a seat. It's going to take me a minute to get going here. I'll let everyone know we are live here on YouTube. We're on the Zoom platform. We have everyone we need, I believe. We have Tyler Millemann. We have Dylan Parrish. We have Jerry Kelly. We have Alexandra Snyder. I'm going to start with Mr. Rognus's case, Mr. Parrish. Mr. Parrish is there with Mr. Rognus. Mr. Matt Huff from the probation department is not here today, and he's ill, but he did prepare his report, which Andy and I got this morning. Mr. Parrish, you entered a plea to impaired driving, and Matt prepared a screening report where he's recommending a probation. Mr. Parrish and Mr. Millemann have got similar fact situations. Neither one of them, as far as I can tell, have any criminal record at all. Both were in the 1.4-1.5 blood alcohol level range. Both were in a crash. Mr. Parrish's crash was more spectacular, I think, but he rolled his car over. But in each case, there are some concerns. Mr. Rognus, what would you like me to know?
Your Honor, had the opportunity to review Mr. Huff's report, and I agree with that. You know, there are some aggravating circumstances with a 0.15 BAC and actually having an accident. But by the same token, is his first offense. He actually has gotten over 20 AA meetings documented, and he tried to get an alcohol assessment, but the people who do the alcohol assessment say your PAC was too low for us to do, and I'm going, that's certainly news to me, but whatever. But he did not get one, but Matt told him he didn't think that would impact on gridding it out on the sheet anyway. So certainly don't think you're going to see Mr. Parrish again with his eye-opening experience that took place here. And he has had an opportunity to review Matt's rec.
Deborah, you have anything to input on this one?
I did receive the reports as well, and we did send out a letter at the beginning of March to the woman whose mailbox was destroyed by the defendant, but she has not responded to my knowledge. So I guess there's not a restitution request for that, but certainly concerning that his blood alcohol was as high as it was. Let me look at my notes for a second here.
1.5.
Yeah.
1.57.
So I guess with that, I'd leave it to the court's discretion. Thank you.
As I indicated, both guys are similar. Young man, not even a speeding ticket. I don't know if it was even on either of their driving records. Both drinking in a bar. That all looks great in a Bud Light commercial or a Buffalo Wild Wings when everyone's having a good time in the bar, drinking beer. They don't show what happens after the bar closes and the people have to try to drive home. In this case,
Actually, Your Honor, Mr. Parrish does kind of have a significant history of poor driving, accidents, and speeding.
Let's take a look. I may be missing my two cases together.
Yeah, and that's what I was looking for. There was several accidents on his record. He was suspended at one point, disobeying a stop sign, speeding. So he had a driver improvement warning letter that was sent to him. These were all within the last several years, but certainly drinking and driving now to add to the mix is not ideal.
Let's take a look. And both were pretty upfront about how much they drank. Tall Angry Orchards and Fireball. Not a good combination. Mr. Parrish, how old are you?
24, Your Honor.
Yeah, you've got disobeying a stop sign and speeding. And then you got in another accident in Hillsdale. I don't know how many lives you got, but you might have used 3 of them up. What do you want to tell me?
Well, Your Honor, I did used to have quite the speed issue. I do believe the last time I had received a ticket would have been, I'd like to say 3 years ago. And I have, I was young. I don't do that anymore. If I do speed, it might be 60. Definitely not. My driving record has improved. And I do feel terrible. I think it was a stupid mistake that I made on my behalf. That's all, Your Honor.
What kind of car were you in? I forgot.
For my accident, Your Honor?
Yeah.
2002 F-150.
It totaled it, didn't it?
Yes, sir.
Does that have airbags in it?
Yes, sir.
Did the airbags go off?
No, sir.
You just rolled it over.
He also wasn't wearing a seatbelt, so again, I think he probably has used up most of his 9 lives at this point. I would ask for 1 extra day in jail based on the poor driving record, Your Honor.
All right. I know our 6-month probation, as Matt recommends. 4 days jail, credit 1, leaving 3 of those. 2 are deferred. You got 1 day to do. Probation department will schedule it on a weekend. There's a $300 fine, a $75 crime victims' rights fee, a $50 state minimum fee, a $100 screening fee. You hired your own attorney. There's a $240 probation oversight fee, police reimbursement of $255. And I am going to order the victim impact panel, although Matt didn't.
Are they running the victim impact panel out at Glen Oaks, or is that all Zoomed?
That's Zoomed, I believe.
Okay, Matt can arrange that for him too?
Yes.
Okay.
One thought, that can't be right. 300, that's the impaired fine. 75, 50, 100, 240, 255, and 15 is 1,035. It's due in 6 months. I don't believe I have any bond.
I can't take the call right now.
Or 12 days, I'm sure you'll pay it. This is what we call a timeout. I want you to do the victim impact panel and not drink anything during the term of this probation. No drugs and no alcohol. Alcohol and drug tests as directed. Substance abuse and counseling as directed. Just because you get 1 drunk driving charge doesn't mean you necessarily have an alcohol addiction. People make mistakes, and many of them, it lasts a lifetime. 1 drunk driving is enough. It's expensive, it's embarrassing, it's humiliating, and I never see them again. You guys are both young, and hopefully this experience will last you a lifetime. Mr. Parrish, your probation officer is going to get a hold of you. You had trouble contacting you. You're going to need to keep better contact, but Matt will be contacting you hopefully tomorrow. And
I think what he had to do, Your Honor, was to empty out his mailbox just kept showing full all the time.
All right, sort of like Andy's. Why don't you go ahead and your probation officer will be getting hold of you tomorrow. All right, Andy, thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you at noon.
Okay. Good morning, Luke.
Morning, Your Honor.
Mr. Tyler Millemann is here. He's worn a tie each time.
Yes.
He was early. He's similar to the last case, very little alcohol history, criminal history, similar blood alcohol level, has a good job. Our last defendant's 24, this defendant's 23. We also have an accident, and so there's a lot going on here. And Autumn prepared that report, and I believe she's also on vacation, so we won't be hearing from her. But Luke, what would you like me to know?
I guess from what I heard, I would draw just a couple distinctions. I would agree with the court. I think it's a testament to Tyler's his how seriously he's taking this case. He's appeared every time with a tie. He's been very communicative with me. He's asked me, what can I do throughout the case. He did complete a victim impact panel. He did a basic driver improvement course. I have both of the certificates. I would agree with Autumn's assessment that this is an isolated incident. He has no criminal history. This is his first involvement in the criminal justice system. The distinctions I would draw too, as Tyler indicates, that a doe jumped out in front of him while he was driving. So I don't mean to mitigate the seriousness of the accident or in any way justify the drunk driving, but I think that's of importance to note. We talked about the recommendations from Autumn, talked about a term of probation. We would ask, it was recommended some community service. I think that that's an appropriate recommendation. I would ask the court, with all that being considered, to impose a term of probation and fines and costs. Thank you.
Ms. Davis, what's your thought here?
I reviewed the report from Autumn. A couple of things. It seemed that were pointed out to me that he did complete some of the recommendations already. There was also a note that I had sent to Autumn. I didn't realize she was on vacation, but she had assessed 15 points on the grid, but his blood alcohol from the lab was only a 0.137. So it would, I think, go down to 10 points, which maybe indicates a little less severe of a jail sanction. Mr. Millemann doesn't have a significant driving history. It looks like there was one accident in 2018, no injuries or anything of that nature. I do appreciate that he has taken this seriously, and he completed that online victim impact panel. So I think that shows a lot of dedication on his part to make sure that this isn't going to happen again. So I'd ask the court to simply follow the recommendation of the probation agent. Thank you.
All right. He also totaled his vehicle. Again, we're lucky that these men are here to tell us about it. He has done a victim impact panel, so that's a credit to him. I do believe he's taken this very seriously. But it's the same sort of thing. They were doing some cornhole tournament or something, and drinking beers and having a good time, and it was fun until it wasn't fun anymore. And he's upside down in his totaled car.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Tyler may want to say something. I don't know if the court is imposing just a sentence.
No, I'm going to hear from him.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
And here we are. And so, Mr. Millemann, what's your sense of all this?
It was a very poor decision on my part to take myself home. I didn't think I was going to put myself in this situation. This has been a very embarrassing and humiliating ordeal for me. So you will never have to worry about seeing me in here again.
Well, that'd be all right with me. I've estimated I have had somewhere between 12 and 15,000 drunk driving cases since I started here in 1980, both as a prosecutor and as a judge. There's a lot of them, and no two cases are exactly alike, although your case and the last guy's case were very similar. And most of those 12,000 plus people I've only seen once. Maybe 20 to 30% of them I've seen over and over again. Once upon a time, Judge McManus felt everybody deserved at least 2 days in jail, 1 day drunk and 1 day sober. And when COVID hit, that sort of changed the way things were done because they didn't want people in and out of the jail for brief stays. Right now, the COVID positivity rate is above 15% here in St. Joe County. Both parties mentioned in each case, we do use a set of sentencing guidelines for drinking driving cases that measure the severity of the accident on one axis and the criminal history of the defendant and traffic history on the other axis. Comes up with a guideline range, but it's really in the discretion of the court. I'm gonna follow a similar sentence with a little bit of difference. I'm gonna order a 6-month probation, or a 12-month probation, which can be completed after 6. This is the timeout. Autumn's recommending 7 days. I'm gonna 4 due days, credit 1, and in your case, I'm deferring all of the days.
Your Honor, the restitution is listed incorrectly in Autumn's report. It should be $255 to the St. Joseph County Sheriff's Department.
It's not state police?
No, it was Deputy Penn.
Yeah, it was, isn't it? She also said he hit a Dow in the middle of the road. There's a police reimbursement of $255, a $480 probation oversight fee and attorney fee of $150, screening fee of $100, state minimum fee of $50, $75 crime victims' rights fee, and a $300 impaired driving fee. Drunk driving is expensive. Affects your insurance, your ability to drive, plus there's a bunch of costs that go with it. That's at 1410. Again, I don't believe we have any bond. There's certainly not a flight risk. No. That's due in 12 months. If you do this in 6 months, you'll save $240, so it's just north of $1,000. Under the new legislation from the Joint Task Force on Pretrial Incarceration, you do have a right to complete this probation in 6 months, and I don't have any objection to that. We call it a timeout from alcohol. Mr. Millemann, I take you at your word, but you're young, so you're going to have to be very vigilant about making poor decisions like this in the future. There's no alcohol and no drugs test on demand. Did she recommend? Highway safety education class and substance abuse counseling and treatment as directed. Mr. Millemann, the probation department's going to be contacting you, and your license will be restricted. You'll be able to drive back and forth to work, but until you get that notice, I think you're all right, but you should be getting it shortly.
Yeah.
You can drive to work, treatment, school, medical appointments, several other limited purposes, but no other discretionary driving. All right, you're good to go, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Luke, do we have a bar meeting today?
Yeah, I do.
All right,
Forgot about that.
I'll see you at noon. All right, we've got Mr. Kelly and we've got Miss Snyder here. Let's do Miss Snyder next. This is 21435 SM. You Alexandra Elise Snyder?
Yes.
Miss Snyder is here on an assault and battery charge. She was really upfront about it. She pled without benefit of an attorney. And Miss Snyder, even today, if you want to have an attorney, I could appoint one for you. Do you understand?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right. And are you willing to go forward with the sentence?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
All right.
Before we do, before we do, I was told I was supposed to bring this to court. I don't know exactly what it's for. They said
What
bring
is
it with. It's a order for fingerprints.
Oh, yeah, you need to get printed at some point.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I didn't.
We'll address
I just.
I still didn't exactly understand what this was about, but you were really straight up about it. You were mad at this girl. She was at Walmart. You were at Walmart. So you said, this girl's been ducking me and she got her ass beat. She got her ass beaten for a birthday present. What were you mad at her about?
She just do a lot of talking, and she got her. We met up one time because she wanted to fight my cousin, and when she seen I pulled up with my cousin, she didn't want none, obviously. And she steady keeps my name in her mouth, talks over the internet, but doesn't do anything when she sees me.
Well,
just had to be
like
a point.
I'll give you this, you owned it. The girl dissed you, so you punched her out. Deborah, what's your thought?
Well, Your Honor, I pulled the video because the police report just kind of says that she snuck up on the victim and punched her. But when I watched the video, there was a lot more than that. She did sneak up on this girl who was with a couple other people. I think it was her mom and her siblings. And for about 30 full seconds, wailed on this girl while the workers and other people were trying to pull her off of her. I don't have pictures of the victim's face, just the police report says that there was bruising and abrasions. The other thing that struck me about it is after they finally got her off of this girl who was kind of like crouched on the ground trying to protect herself, this defendant came back to confront her another minute and a half later. So I appreciate that she's owning it and admitting what she did, but this behavior and the lack of remorse for the behavior is very concerning. This defendant's only 17 years old. However, this is not how you handle being upset with somebody for talking trash about you or whatever. I think she needs to spend a few days in jail as a punishment and a probation potentially. I mean, she's got some anger issues if she's gonna go punch out this girl, and she even admitted she'd been searching her out to attack her. And the length of the attack, the fact that she came back to confront her after, there needs to be some sort of intervention here before she gets herself in even bigger trouble in the future. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Can I add on to that?
Yes.
She said I went and restarted the argument. I don't know what the video shows. I tried to get the video myself to see myself, but at the end of the fight, we were all very cordial with it. They handed me my wallet. They gave me my phone. I was only still standing there for a while because I was just wanting my phone and my wallet, my glasses, it all fell off. in the middle of the fight. And then the store lady was just like, get out, get out. I'm like, and I was like, I'll leave as soon as I get my stuff. And her siblings actually are the ones who gave me my stuff. But I did like flex at her because she was still continually talking after the fight. But I left voluntarily.
If you're gonna beat everybody up that talks trash about you, you're gonna have a very busy life. You remind me of the Cash Me Out girl, Cash Me Outside. You know who Bad Baby is?
Yeah,
Is that your role model?
No, sir, it's not.
Well, the complainant said she thought probation was appropriate. I don't know that you're ready for it. I'm gonna fine you a $75 crime victims' rights fee and a $50 state minimum fee. When you decide to beat someone's ass for a birthday present, there's a consequence. You're gonna go to jail for 2 days, starting this Friday night at 7 o'clock. You'll get fingerprinted then. You're only 17, and I don't know if this is a badge of shame or a badge of honor, but you're going to jail for 2 days. There's a consequence when you decide to just take things into your own hands. 7 p.m. Friday night is April 16. You'll get out at 7 o'clock on Sunday night. Then maybe you'll think about before you. And again, this all comes down to a bunch of nothing. Often the people are fighting about some boy who isn't worth fighting about in the first place. She said blah, blah, blah. She said blah, blah, blah. So I went over and beat her ass. That isn't how things work. At least it shouldn't be. All right, I'm going to give you the minimum allowable fine, as I said, $125, and that's due by June 15th. But you got to do 2 days in jail because you have earned it.
Ronna, will you put her on a 30-day non-reporting so that if she doesn't show up Friday, we can discuss it further?
Yes.
I'll show up Friday, don't worry.
I think she will. And I don't know if that's going to reinforce your hard-ass reputation or make you think about not doing it again.
No, it's very disappointing, Your Honor. I haven't been in trouble in 5 years. So.
Well, you're only 17, so let's hope we can have a better outcome. All right, need better role models. I'll confirm if you're there Friday, the probation will be over and done with. All right, thank you.
Your Honor.
Yes?
Do I just go to the county jail on Friday or?
Yes, you just go to the county jail and bring that piece of paper with you.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, you're good to go.
All right, thank you.
Deborah, thank you for watching the video. She pled straight up, and the victim was only asking for probation, but I didn't do anger management because she's too young and she's too angry. So we'll give her a couple days to think about it.
Because that's all we can do at this point. All right, I believe the last one is an ordinance, so I will not need to be here.
I think you might be right. Let me look here. It is a Three Rivers ordinance case. Thank you. Welcome back from your trip. I don't think I'll see you this afternoon. I did have a couple polycoms that I did this morning. The one guy, Jeffrey Chapman, was in violation of his no contact conditions. I set him for a pretrial, a regular attorney pretrial tomorrow morning.
Is he still in custody?
Yes, I left him in jail in lieu of a $1,000 bond. And the other was Sean Carson Moore, who failed to appear for a last pretrial on Thursday while we were working, while you were
gallivanting.
Anyway, he's also got a PPO warrant. But Mr. Kelly's here on his case.
Okay.
Mr. Kelly, I don't know why people in driving suspended charges keep calling me from the driver's seat of a car. But we'll figure out what we're going to do here. Thank you, Deborah.
I just came out here because of the service.
All right, well, I did see you walking around. Where is the car parked?
It's in our driveway. Buck's my
All
friend.
right. This is file 214190T, People versus Jerry Edward Kelly. Mr. Kelly, you've got several prior driving suspended charges and quite a bit of baggage on your driving record. And you got this charge. Then you got MRSA, which I've confirmed from the jail, or from your medical records. How are you doing?
I'm fighting it. I got it right now. I'm trying to get rid of it. It just comes and goes. I don't know what's going on with it.
Well, I'm not putting you in jail, so this is your lucky day. Your unlucky day, you got that, but I'm not putting you in jail when you have a contagious infection.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You need to stop driving.
I know the only time I drive is if I have to go to the hospital or something like that.
Well, there's an exception to go to the hospital. But I've confirmed what you told me about your infection. I'm not going to incarcerate you while you're in that state. So there's a $125 fine, a $75 crime victims' rights fee, and a $50 state minimum fee. You've been suspended for many years. I first met you about 1990, and I don't know if you've ever had your license back since then. You can drive to the hospital, but this time you weren't driving to the hospital. You can't drive. Now, whose car are you in?
Will Dunson, a friend of mine.
All right, you weren't driving.
It's out of commission right now.
I did see you get in and out, so you're at a residence.
All right.
All right, $250 due by June 15th for 3 days in jail. Your license is still suspended, but as I said, I'm not putting you in jail right now, so don't do it again, or we'll have room in the inn for you. All right. Any questions?
Sir, thank you very much.
Are you still at the Sherman Mills Road address?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, we'll send it to that. All right, you're good to go, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, we'll stop the record. We will stop our live feed. We'll be back at 1:15 or thereabouts for landlord tenant cases this afternoon.